So as we all know, Update 44 has come to BTD6, and it's pretty cool, but for some reason, people aren't talking about the main addition to this update, the Mortar Mole, and are instead talking about a smaller addition to this update known as the Mermonkey. Now the Mermonkey is alright, but I'm a late games Bloons tuber, so what I was concerned about is, what effect do these things have on late game, and I'm here to say, yeah, it's not that useful. I mean, the concept idea of them is alright, but they're not actually that useful for late game games, because all they do is just stall. The top path stalls Moabs. The middle path, its ability slows down Moabs. And guess what the bottom path trades for 0 damage? It slows down Moabs. That's literally it. All this tower does is slow down Moabs. It's useless. I mean, the only one of these paths I would even consider getting in a late game is maybe the bottom path for extra stalling, because none of them even provide that much damage. I've seen Paragons do 100,000 damage per second, Temples do like 30,000 a second. The middle path does not do as much damage as people think it does, and honestly, none of these towers are useful. As well as this, Ninja Kiwi nerfed into the ground like half of the towers in the last update. All the balance changes are completely out of whack. So, the only thing I actually got a buff is the Pirate Lord, which is going to be the next Supermines, by the way. It's going to be Update 50. The Pirate Lord is its own Paragon now, 6 quintillion DPS, and it costs like 5 cents. But other than that, and a tiny boost from Mermonkeys, Update 44 is just not that good for late game. I can say that Update 44 is the worst update to ever happen to BTD6. Wait, you can place boats on land? This is the greatest update of all time! With this new knowledge, I immediately created a challenge where I had to see how far I could get with only water towers. I did this, I think, a few months ago, but I got to like around 210, which was abysmal, because the degree 100 Nave Arc by itself can solo to like around 250 on logs, which is quite garbage. One tower, one-upping my entire water-only setup. It was pretty garbage. I did it on, I think, a Lotus Islands and then Spice Islands, but I chose a way better map, I think, which is Candy Falls. Mainly because the Mermonkey, with the top path, you can place water towers on land, and this is very useful, so I can put like extra subs here. And the Mermonkey is technically classified as a water tower, but it's also amphibious, so it can also go on land, meaning this is an excellent map to do this for this challenge. I am absolutely nailing these voice lines. I'm going to do the exact same strategy as I did last time. Get down a ludicrous amount of boats, so I can make that. Because money is quite important in BTD6, it allows you to get a lot of stuff, but the 3 things we're aiming for this game is the Sub Paragon, the Boat Paragon, and a level 20 Brickle, because level 20 Brickle is just good. Her buffs are all around excellent to water towers, and garbage to literally everything else. Here's the thing though, we're going to need a lot of... because the amount of Mermonkeys I'm going to get is probably going to be larger than 100, and if you didn't notice, the 3rd tier, in the middle path, is probably the only thing that does actually decent damage, and the ability for the 4th tier is also pretty good. It does like a burst of 500 damage. Get 100 of those, and you've got yourself a pretty solid defense that works like 3% of the time. Now we've got a pretty good setup going, but the thing is, we're going to probably need at least 8 million. I did say I was going to get a lot of Mermonkeys and 2 Paragons. Do you know how expensive those things are nowadays? By the way, I have recently stumbled upon a guide of how to get $700,000 before round 40. I was going to use this to get the maximum or earliest Paragon before round 40, which I calculated would be around 35, and it was by this incredible YouTuber that I forgot the name of. I am so sorry. And this video is mind-blowing. 700 grand in 40 rounds. It doesn't work at boss events because screw the cooldown timers. In round 53 we have 17 merchantmen and 1 million more well on the way, because farming in BTD6 is snowballing. You get a little bit of extra money in the first round, and it could get you like an extra 50k at round 100. Farming in Bloons is just crazy overpowered once you get more than like 3 BRFs, or in this case, 3 merchantmen, because merchantmen, they're just super powerful. They attack faster, now the grapes do more damage, I think, and the best part is the carrier flagship doubles their damage anyway, so believe it or not, merchantmen spamming is actually a pretty good defense for chimps. Never thought I'd say a merchantman is good at Chimp's Tower. Now, YouTube Analytics tells me that all of you have already clicked off the video, so even whatever I say is actually not going to be listened to. So, I can freely say my name, age, date of birth, height, weight, place of work, phone number, social security number, home address, and favorite color. That bad joke was put there to distract you from the fact that now we have our first degree 89 Paragon, and also because I had to skip ahead like 70 rounds to actually make this transition smooth. You're welcome. Now all we have to do is get back our farming setup, because remember, we still have a lot of stuff to get, but we are also going to be getting an Energizer. No, we're not going to be getting an Energizer. We're going to be getting a Sub-Commander and a Preemptive Strike to farm pops for the Submarine Paragon, which will not be submerged, because it deals way more damage when it's unsubmerged than when it's submerged. And I did go over how the submarine buff is actually more worthwhile with a map full of 204 subs fully buffed, but here it's only going to be getting the Brickle buff and the sub buff, which isn't actually that worth it. So I used the incredible new feature that Ninja Kiwi blessed upon us with the Top Path Mermonkey, and I put down subs outside of the water. This feature is incredible. So now I have boats making money and subs farming pops for the Submarine Paragon. This game is awesome. Being completely honest, absolutely nothing important happened during getting the Boat Paragon and getting the Sub Paragon. So we're just going to speedrun this until round 180 something, where I thought I had enough pops to get the Submarine Paragon. We just have to hope that it's degree 80. Alright, now we have both our Paragons. Time to farm for the Mermonkeys. At round 190, I decided to get down a bunch of submarines to do a lot of damage to the balloons, because if I just fill this entire water part with submarines and buffing them with Bickle's buff, the ×2 attack speed naval tactics, I think it's naval tactics, I haven't used Brickle that much, this should be an absolute monster of a defense, because these submarines are kind of like an extra Paragon. And now I spend a weirdly long time getting down these submarines and upgrading them, and then I go onto Resort for some reason. I don't know why I do that. But now it is time to actually get down the Mermonkeys. I've been delaying that for too long, man. These Mermonkeys are the reason why I actually did this challenge again, because I was fine with just leaving my previous attempt at a garbage finish, but now I have to go all the way. And now we begin the long part of the run. Here, for the next, 70, 60 rounds, I do nothing except get enough money for Mermonkeys, upgrade another one to 032, get enough money for another 032, upgrade it to 032, get another one, upgrade it, get another one, upgrade it. It's going to be like this until around 240, where I start actually upgrading them to tier 4, which is the reason why I'm doing this, but tier 4 is a lot more expensive, and tier 3 is still pretty good, just not as good as the submarines, which, by the way, man, are slapping. Look at all these, it's just a line of death. And now is the part of the video where I severely speed up the gameplay. Just keep in mind that every second that you're watching on screen was 40 seconds for me. Yeah, this took hours. And finally, we meet our maker at round 254, a full 30 rounds ahead of our previous attempt. I'm pretty sure the Degree 100 Avark by itself can solo up to this point in logs, but that's a Degree 100 Avark. All I have is Degree 89 on a much shorter map, but I do have a lot more towers. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to upgrade all of my monkeys to 042, but that's a problem for another day. I'll see you guys in the next video.